Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. It's Wednesday afternoon here in the UK, and all is good in the world. Feeling more positive today. I hope you guys have had a good week so far, whatever you've been up to. Yeah, it's been a good week, and I've started a brand new website this week, guys. So for the first time in this live stream, we are going to be using the news coming from my own website. So wizardsrest.com, brand new website that I've made this week. It's still under construction, still being worked on, but I hope you guys like it. So do check it out, wizardsrest.com, if you guys do want to check it out. If you have any feedback about how you want it improved or any new features or anything like that, do let me know, but we will be exploring it with some of our news topics in tonight's stream. So again, I hope you guys very much do like it. And we have some of our regulars there. We have Emma, we have Kimmy, we have Wyatt. Great to see you guys here. Thanks so much for joining as always. So we have 3 topics to dive into this evening. We're going to be talking about John Lithgow, Dumbledore. And it looks like at one point he almost reconsidered the role of Dumbledore because of the controversy surrounding J.K. Rowling and the Harry Potter franchise. So John Lithgow almost bowed out of the Dumbledore role. So, you know, that's the first topic we're going to be getting into. Then up next, we're going to be talking about kind of a sweet story about Warwick Davis finding a new girlfriend after his wife sadly passed away. So that's something we're going to be talking about as well. Then up finally, our third and final main topic, we're going to be talking about Hogwarts Legacy and basically a brand new kind of remaster of the game that's coming. It's not really a remaster, so to speak. I said it was a remaster in the title because I guess it is in a way. They're using new technology, NVIDIA. They're using what they call DLSS5. It's a brand new AI kind of technology that's going to make certain games look better. And they're using it on Hogwarts Legacy. So we're going to take a look at, you know, how they're going to be improving Hogwarts Legacy. And there's a lot of backlash against it. Some people are liking it, some people aren't. But we'll dive in and we'll check it out. And we'll see what people are saying about it. Because again, when it comes to AI and technology and gaming, you know, a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about it. So it's going to be interesting to see what you guys think about it. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we are. So that's our 3 main topics, and I think it's going to be very, very interesting. But man, when are we going to get the first... My camera keeps rotating that way. Bear with me. When are we going to get our first piece of information about Hogwarts Legacy 2? Like, I'm absolutely dying to know anything about it. Extra classes, extra magical beasts, like... more in-depth potion making. I mean, you know, what can we expect from Hogwarts Legacy? And the more I talk about it, the more excited I get for it. But this new AI upscaling tech that they're using to kind of remaster Hogwarts Legacy, it looks very, very interesting. And, you know, I'm not sure if it looks better. Some people are saying it does. Some people are saying it doesn't. Some people are saying it detracts from the original kind of art direction of the game. There's a lot of mixed feelings about this new DLSS5 tech. And I'm sure those of you in the chat who stay up to date with, you know, when it comes to gaming, computer tech, all that kind of stuff, I'm sure you've seen the videos going around on social media. They showed Assassin's Creed with it as well, and they showed a few other games as well. So we'll have to see what it's going to look like. The leaks and rumors said the new game is going to run alongside the series and be connected somehow. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Cup of tea, that's absolutely true. So Hogwarts Legacy, the sequel, or Hogwarts Legacy 2, whatever they decide to call it, it's going to have connective tissue. You know, they're said to have connective tissue to the series. So a lot of people are also speculating that a lot of the series is going to take its kind of artistic style. So what Hogwarts is probably going to look like, Diagon Alley. Well, we've already seen Diagon Alley anyway, but it's taking a bit of inspiration from Hogwarts Legacy. And the castle in the greenhouse, we've seen the leaks of the greenhouse already. That takes a bit of inspiration from Hogwarts Legacy. It looks very, very similar to me. So it does look like they are going with the Hogwarts Legacy kind of direction with the art style. And I'm happy with that because the game is beautiful. It represents Hogwarts beautifully. I mean, the greenhouse looks great. You know, Hogsmeade looks fantastic. Everything looks great in the game. And if they represent that in the series, I'm absolutely happy with that. I think, you know, I think we're going to be winning. And, bear with me just 1 second. I'm just going to have a swig of my cup of tea. I'm using my Marvel mug this evening because for those of you who have been on social media today, I'm sure you've seen which trailer has dropped online today. Bit of a hint. it's this character right here. I'm sure you guys have seen the Spider-Man trailer by now. Yeah. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to stay on theme today. And, let's use the Marvel mug and Spider-Man there at the front. Although, bear with me 1 second. Okay, it is an official Marvel product. Sometimes you get mugs like this, right? Sometimes you get mugs like this. I'm just going off on a tangent now. But sometimes you get mugs, right? And it has Marvel characters on it. And you'll notice the characters look really weird and they look off. And the reason is because it's not an official Marvel product. So they've had to alter the characters and make them look different. You'll notice like the Spider-Man, I'm not saying this particular cup. I just checked. This is an actual Marvel cup. It's got Marvel written on the bottom. But some of the cups, they use the Marvel characters, but they alter them and make them look slightly different to avoid copyright. So you'll notice like the Spider-Man logo looks weird and like the Hulk will look weird on some of the mugs, like the fake ones. Wyatt says, I want the Starbucks Harry Potter mugs. Absolutely. They look incredible, man. I'm gonna look around online. I'm gonna look around online and see if I can find them. But people will probably, if they sell them online, people from Asia will, people will jack up the prices and sell them online. But yeah, you will be able to find them. But I expect they'll probably be pretty expensive. Spider Guy mugs. Spider Guy mugs, exactly. It's so funny when you find like rip-off ones. Like, have you ever seen those dolls in a toy shop where it's like, it's supposed to be Batman. It's supposed to be a Batman doll in a box, but they don't call it Batman. They call it like Wingman or something. And then the bat suit looks really weird and they try to replicate a Batman doll, but they call it something else to avoid copyright. And it's absolutely hilarious. They'll mix like Batman and Spider-Man together and then they call it like Wing, Spider Wing or something like that. It's hilarious. These like rip-off dolls, man. Like you find them in these kind of crazy shops where they try to rip them off. It's hilarious. But anyway, guys, we've been here for a few minutes now. We have a few people in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. So we're going to dive into our first topic. And guys, this is going to be a special video segment because this is the first time we are using an article from the Wizard's Rest website that I made myself. So bear with me. Do be gentle. This is the first time I'm making this website. It's still under construction. And these articles, I writ them. So, have patience with me. If there's like a spelling mistake somewhere or, something doesn't sound right, do forgive me. I was up until the wee hours. I was up until the wee hours of the middle of the night last night. Yes, Kimmy, I did write the articles myself. I had a bit of help as well. Like I had one of my family members here today, kind of like proofreading and helping me to write stuff and all that kind of stuff. And the website builder has a little bit of it has like an article helper where you can type something in and it gives you like suggestions about better words to use, how to make it sound more impactful and stuff like that. So I did have a little bit of help from a family member. I did have a little bit of help from the website thing that helps you out as well. I never did very good at English at school, so, but, here we go, guys. So this is going to be the first Wizard's Rest, article here. I hope you guys enjoy this, and, let's jump into this very first, article. And thank you so much for that $5 super chat there, coming from Gryffindor. I really do appreciate that. Confetti cannon, woo! Thank you so much for that support, and let's jump into our very first topic. Here we go. As always, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me as we dive back into the Wizarding world. So we're going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about John Lithgow and the fact that he almost quit the upcoming Harry Potter series due to the ongoing controversy surrounding J.K. Rowling. So it seems like at the moment we can't get away from this. I mean, people have been talking about it. I mean, the CEO of Hasbro has been talking about it. We recently did a video on the channel with the CEO of Hasbro. Hasbro now have the exclusive license to do the toys for Harry Potter going forward for the next few years. And the CEO there talked about J.K. Rowling and kind of he thinks that she's hurting the franchise. Well, it looks like John Lithgow, our upcoming Dumbledore, he's also kind of talked about J.K. Rowling and kind of made his thoughts on the issue as well. So let's dive into this. This comes to us from wizardsrest.com. Harry Potter star almost quit TV series due to ongoing controversy. So, the upcoming TV adaptation of Harry Potter is already stirring plenty of conversation, and it's not all about spells or casting choices. The series, based on the books by J.K. Rowling, is being led by showrunner Francesca Gardner and will feature an entirely new cast following the success of the original film franchise. While the anticipation remains strong, the project continues to face backlash tied to Rowling's views on the transgender community, which has put some of the cast under scrutiny. And again, I always say, when we get into these kind of issues, I'm not here to give my political opinions. I'm not going to do that. It's up to each and every individual person to come to their own conclusions about what they think about J.K. Rowling, her views, whether you support them, whether you don't support them. That's all up to you guys. We're kind of here to talk about how J.K. Rowling and, how she could kind of affect the franchise, but I'm not necessarily going to get into, whether she's right or wrong with her political views. Again, each person has to come to their own conclusion about that. But anyway, John Lithgow said the following, quote, he acknowledged that in every interview, quote, that in every interview I will ever do for the rest of my life, this will come up. So yeah, he's a smart guy. He knows that every single interview that he's going to do now about Harry Potter going forward, and trust me, over the next sort of 10 years as this series plays out, there's going to be so many interviews this guy's going to do about Dumbledore, about Harry Potter, and you think, how many of the press are going to ask him, what do you think about JK's views? Did that put you off being in the series? And he's going to be asked so many times about JK Rowling, the controversy, her views, and again, he said, every interview I will ever do for the rest of my life, this is going to come up. Absolutely it will, but they have like publicists, these actors, they get told what to say. If the whole conversation about J.K. Rowling comes up, if a question gets asked about J.K. Rowling, just say this or dismiss this or, change the subject. The publicists will kind of tell the actors what to do in that situation and how to avoid it. Because if one actor says one wrong thing about J.K. Rowling in an interview and it gets aired or it gets put in a newspaper or a publication, it could derail the entire series and it could end up with a load of backlash and controversy. So these actors have to be careful what they say in regards to J.K. Rowling. Okay, and obviously we've got John Lithgow there, and obviously Dumbledore there on the right, Michael Gambon. And man, I can't wait to see what this guy's going to do as Dumbledore. It's going to look just incredible. He's going to be incredible, I should say. So Lithgow also made it clear that he does not share Rowling's views and has never met her. In fact, he sees the message of Harry Potter as standing firmly against intolerance, describing it as, quote, clearly on the side of the angels against intolerance and bigotry. So still, not everyone has been convinced. Some critics interpreted his involvement in the show as a sign of aligning with Rowling, something Lithgow strongly rejects. Yeah, of course people are going to see that, and I understand why they would think, oh, John Lithgow chose to accept the role of Dumbledore in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter TV series. That obviously means that his views align with J.K. Rowling, and I can kind of understand why people would think that. It's not true. Obviously, Lithgow himself is saying here, Lithgow, however you say his name, he's obviously saying here, like, even though I'm in the series, my views don't align with J.K. Rowling, I'm against bigotry and all that, so he's trying to tell his fans, and, he's trying to tell people who are interested in this series that, just because I'm in it, it doesn't mean that my views and J.K. Rowling's views align with each other, and he's trying to put that out into the world. So, still not everyone has been convinced. Okay, yeah, we read that. Interpreted his involvement in the show aligning with J.K. Rowling. John Lithgow strongly rejects this. Given his past roles in films like The World According to Garp, Love is Strange, and Jimper, all of which explored themes of gender and identity, he believed that his support for the trans community was already clear. So in Jimper, Lithgow portrays a grandfather to a trans grandchild, and the production clearly was featured a largely LGBTQ plus cast. Co-star Ord Mason Hyde spoke positively about him in an interview without calling him, quote, such a beautiful human to make work with. So again, people in that community, in the LGBT community, and people that have worked with him on past films, they're coming out saying this, he's a good guy, he's a beautiful person to make work with, and, we really like him and all that kind of stuff. And, it sounds like they're trying to do a bit of damage control before this series airs next year. They want people to know John Lithgow, and they want people to know his views and his thoughts, and, he stands against bigotry, and they kind of want to try and clear that up, and I think that's kind of what they're trying to do with this news cycle here. They're trying to put people's minds at rest, because they want to get ahead of any controversy and kind of get out in front of it, so to speak. So they're trying to let people know what John Lithgow thinks about J.K. Rowling, what he thinks about the LGBT community, and all that kind of stuff, and I get why they would want to do that. So, however, Mason Hyde also shared mixed feelings about Lithgow joining the Harry Potter series, saying it was disconcerting that there's an element of this that feels vaguely hurtful. They're not alone. Some fans online have called for a boycott of the show. It's going to happen the same way. I've talked about this on the channel so many times. You guys have heard me say this. Remember when Hogwarts Legacy came out? People tried to boycott the game. They tried to shut the game down. They tried to shame people on social media for buying the game. There was posts all over the place. You know, boycott the game. Don't buy it. We can make it fail. All this kind of stuff. And now what? Several years later, the game sold over 40 million copies. One of the best games ever made. One of the most popular games ever made. And now they're making a sequel. So, I mean, just because there's a loud minority, you know, who make their voices heard, that doesn't paint a picture overall of what the fan base is thinking. So people will absolutely try to boycott this series, and there will be a lot of social media posts. There will be a loud minority trying to get people to not watch this, to try and downvote it, to try and say bad things about it. Of course there will. But it's not going to work. The fan base is too big, and, you know, the hype is too crazy. It's going to be one of the biggest shows ever, despite people trying to boycott it and, again, trying to downplay the significance of this show. So, Rowling has been outspoken on social media about her views since 2018, prompting reactions from the original Harry Potter stars, like Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson, who have publicly distanced themselves from her. With the show expected to premiere in 2027, the controversy doesn't look like it's disappearing anytime soon. There is no way. I mean, J.K. Rowling is still posting on social media now. She still posts controversial stuff. Controversial to a lot of people anyway. HBO executive Casey Bloys addressed the situation during an appearance on The Town with Matthew Bellany podcast in April of 2025, stating the following. So, quote, the HBO executive said this: it's pretty clear that those are our personal and political views. She's entitled to them. Harry Potter is not secretly being infused with anything. If you want to debate her, you can go to Twitter. So, I mean, the statement there from Casey Bloys, the HBO executive, is pretty clear, pretty straightforward. And I kind of like that they're kind of shooting from the hip, so to speak. You know, they're not mincing words. They're saying, look, J.K. Rowling has her own personal political views. She's absolutely entitled to say what she wants, where she wants, when she wants. You know, if you disagree with her, go and debate her. You know, she's on social media. You can reply to her comments. You can say whatever you want, you know, in response to the things that she's been saying. But this is Harry Potter, the series. We're not infusing it with any of her, you know, with any of our views. We're doing the best job we can with this. It's completely separate from the way J.K. Rowling feels about certain communities. This has nothing to do with it. And we're making the best show. And, you know, if you feel bad, if you don't agree with J.K. Rowling, just go and debate her on social media. And I love the way that they're being, you know, pretty straightforward with it, and they're not mincing words. So HBO is reportedly planning a 7-season run for the series, with Rowling serving as an executive producer. Whether the ongoing debate will overshadow the magic remains to be seen, but for now, it seems that the cast may need just as much resilience as their on-screen counterparts. I mean, the problem comes not just with what J.K. Rowling's been saying up until this point, but once the series starts premiering and debuting and the episodes are coming online, if J.K. Rowling is saying anything particularly controversial online, it could derail the series once the series has started. So I'm sure they're going to go to J.K. Rowling and say, look, once the series starts, can you please try to hold back on some of the things you're saying on social media, because we don't want it to derail the entire show. If J.K. Rowling says one thing that gets marred in controversy, it could have like really bad detrimental effects. Whether you agree with her or not, again, that's a separate issue. But I'm just saying, you know, it is what it is. So this J.K. Rowling thing is, you know, it's not going to be the last time we talk about it on the channel. It's going to continually come up with different actors, with different parts of the show, with the series, all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure we will talk about this again in the near future. But, you know, again, every person has to come to their own conclusions. Can you separate the art from the artist? Do you agree? Do you disagree with her thoughts and opinions? And, you know, does it affect your fandom? Again, each person has that red line in the sand with which they're, you know, this is okay, this is not okay to me. I want to support the Harry Potter franchise. I no longer want to support the Harry Potter franchise. Again, you know, it all comes down to the individual, and there's no right or wrong answer. That is the major point I want to take away with. You know, there's no right or wrong answer here. It's up to how you feel and how, you know, if you want to continue to support the series or not. That's up to you. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But if you do, fantastic. I mean, it is what it is. So there we go, guys. It looks like John Lithgow almost quit, you know, being Dumbledore due to the ongoing controversy, and some of his fellow actors have kind of said that it's disconcerting that he chose to accept the role of Albus Dumbledore. So what do you make of it? Leave your thoughts, your comments, your theories, your opinions, either in the live chat or down below in the comment section. Again, we'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I mean, it's going to continue happening, and my confetti cannon just went off. That thing's got a mind of its own. It really has. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? This is going to continue happening as much as J.K. Rowling is going to continue to post on social media. You know, if she continues to post on social media during the show when it's running, I mean, it could be a bit of a nightmare for the people over at HBO. Well, or Paramount Plus, I guess, if the show ends up on Paramount by the time it comes out. But yeah, it could be a nightmare for them. Could you imagine spending hundreds of millions of dollars, blood, sweat, and tears to get a Harry Potter show up and running, to reboot this, like, this massive IP, right? You're doing your best, you're trying to market it the best way you can, only for, you know, J.K. Rowling, and again, whether you agree or disagree, that's not the point, but for J.K. Rowling to be on social media, kind of turning off part of the fan base by, you know, tweeting out the things that she does, and again, whether you disagree or agree, that's not the point. But I'm just saying, when you're trying to get this show off the ground, but then over on the other side on, you know, on Twitter or X, whichever you want to call it, to have J.K. Rowling kind of going against the grain, so to speak, I mean, it's got to be difficult because they can't control J.K. Rowling, and they, you know, she's an executive producer on the show as well. So it's kind of like, what do they do? I mean, like, she holds the master rights to the franchise as well. So, you know, there's that too. So you're kind of between a rock and a hard place. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. But again, every single person has to come to their own conclusion about, you know, what they want to support with their money, what they don't want to support with their money. And ultimately, that's a question that everyone needs to ask themselves at the end of the day, you know. So it is what it is. If you can separate the art from the artist, that's great. If not, then obviously just vote with your wallet. You know, wallet stays closed, wallet stays open, whatever you prefer to do. And by the way, Scotty sent one Wizard's Rest gift membership. Thank you so much for doing that, Scotty. I really do appreciate you sending that membership, that gift. That's really, really kind of you to support the channel. And then obviously we also had that super chat, the $5 super chat sticker coming from Gryffindor as well. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel on both of those levels with the super chat sticker and that gift membership there. I really do appreciate that. That's both very, very kind of you. Thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate that. And yeah, gets me in the feels, guys. When you do that, it really does get me in the feels. It gets me a little bit emotional because it's just nice to see that you guys are supporting the channel, and you know, it means a lot. It really does. I really do appreciate that. So what we're going to be doing next, our second topic, is kind of a bit of a switch here. So first we were talking about a little bit of controversy with J.K. Rowling and John Lithgow, and, you know, kind of like the darker side of the franchise with that controversy, I guess. But now we're going to be switching gears completely, and we're going to be talking about more of a sweet, kind of loving, kind of, you know, a bit of a silver lining in the cloud, so to speak, with Warwick Davis after his wife passed away, and he's now found love, and he's found a new girlfriend, and he's moved on, and he's kind of happy. And, you know, I just wanted to talk more about Warwick Davis because I love the guy so much. And obviously last week on the channel we talked about Warwick Davis receiving his OBE medal as well for his contributions towards drama, his contributions towards charity as well. So Prince William honored him with that medal, so he's doing great with that. The new girlfriend as well, so things are looking up for the guy. And obviously he's one of the he is the only cast member to come back from the movies to the series as well, that connective tissue. So, you know, I love Warwick Davis for so many reasons at the moment, and the guy's doing great, and it makes me, you know, it makes your heart smile when you hear that, you know, some of the original actors are doing well for themselves. And I thought we would just cover that in our second topic, so we will get to that in just a minute. Okay, yeah, so all is good. All is good. What is going on in the chat? Kimmy says, any updates on the Blabs collab? The Blabs collab. If I get that video done right, I should so call it that in the title, the Blabs collab. Welcome to the Blabs collab. I might have to steal that name. That is killer. I might have to write that down because I'm gonna forget. The Blabs collab. Man, that kills me. That kills me. Oh, man. I love it, though. That's so good. I can't get that out of my mind now. The Blabs collab. Oh, my God. That's just killed me. That's just stopped me in my tracks completely. Like... That's absolute genius. Okay, yeah. So, but yeah, in regards to that, we've been talking. What is the date now? So what we've been talking about so far, the updates with the collaboration on Blabs the Collector, the last thing that we talked about was potentially doing either a video or a live stream on the 28th. No, 29th, sorry. So it would be, I think it will be a week this Sunday. So it'd be the 29th, I think. I think that's when we discussed doing it. I'd have to look back at my notes. I can't remember. I think it was the 29th. So it'd be the end of the month. So to give us enough time to kind of plan it, you know, figure out what we're going to do and all that kind of stuff. So I have to figure that out. But I do have a lot going on at the end of the month. I have to go. I'm making a trip down to London because I'm going to the HBO Max experience, which is in Piccadilly in London. So they've got a Harry Potter exhibit at the HBO Max event, which I'm attending. I'm going there on the 26th. Also, while I'm down in London, I'm going to be going to the King's Cross. I'm going to go to King's Cross Station. You know, I'm going to do some videoing around King's Cross where they filmed the scenes in the movie. Obviously, I'm going to visit the trolley at platform 9 3/4. I'll do a bit of a tour inside the King's Cross Station Harry Potter shop as well. So there's going to be vlogs coming with that stuff. I'm not sure if I can film inside the HBO Max event because when I looked on the tickets on the website, it says something about signing a waiver before you go in. And I think that waiver, what they're basically insinuating is that it's a non-disclosure waiver. So that when you go in there, you can't post up anything on social media. You can't take any videos. You can't discuss anything that you see inside the event. I think that's what they mean by signing a waiver. I could be wrong on that though, but I don't think they're going to let me film, unfortunately, but I may be able to sneak some pictures, just kind of walk around with my phone, unless they take your phones off you when you go in. I have no idea. I honestly don't know how that's going to work, but regardless, I'm going to be filming at King's Cross Station anyway, so that gives us, you know, that gives us some extra vlogs around King's Cross Station, and I may do a little bit of walking around London as well. It depends, you know, the time and the timing and all that kind of stuff. I don't really want to be walking around London at night time when it starts to get dark. No thanks. I would no. just I am not walking around London at night like trying to find Harry Potter locations at night by myself in London. I ain't doing that, man. No thanks. I'll end up with my head rolling down the street or something. I don't know. I'll end up walking into a bad street or something. I don't know. There's all kinds of craziness that goes on in London sometimes. So, you know, want to try and be safe. But yeah, so that's what it is, guys. So that's some of the stuff that's coming on and coming up on the channel at the end of the month. And also, like I said, the whole Blabs thing. I'll have a conversation with her either tomorrow or the day after. And once I have some concrete updates, I will let you guys know. Because I'm excited to do that. I had a conversation with her on, what do you call it, Instagram. And, you know, we got along quite well. We had a good conversation. We had a good talk about things. And she seems really, really nice. I don't really know much about her, but she seems nice. Her content is very different from mine in the way that she presents her videos and stuff. But I've watched some of her videos and, you know, she's great at what she does. And, you know, she's great. But it's great that we're both kind of representing the Harry Potter fandom, but our content is both very, very different. She doesn't do live streams either, so we may end up doing a video instead of a live stream because I don't know if she's comfortable with doing a live, so we may have to, you know, we may have to do a video instead of a live. But we'll see how it goes. And like I say, once I have some updates, I will let you guys know as soon as possible. And obviously, if you're a channel member, you get access to that information first. That's one of the perks for being a channel member. Quick shameless plug there. So if you do want to be a channel member, updates to do with the channel, news, information, updates, anything to do with the channel, the content, you guys get access to that first if you're a channel member. Okay, so anyway, let's move on to our second topic here, and let's talk about Warwick Davis. And this is quite a charming, heartfelt story, and I kind of like this. So here we go, guys. As always, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me as we dive back into the Wizarding world. So we're going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about John Lithgow and the fact that he almost quit the upcoming Harry Potter series due to the ongoing controversy surrounding J.K. Rowling. So it seems like at the moment we can't get away from this. I mean, people have been talking about it. I mean, the CEO of Hasbro has been talking about it. We recently did a video on the channel with the CEO of Hasbro. Hasbro now have the exclusive license to do the toys for Harry Potter going forward for the next few years. And the CEO there talked about J.K. Rowling and kind of, he thinks that she's hurting the franchise. Well, it looks like John Lithgow, our upcoming Dumbledore, He's also extreme. We're going to be talking about this. It's kind of not really about the central Harry Potter series or the movies, but it's about Warwick Davis. I love Warwick Davis. We recently talked on the channel about how he received his OBE medal from Prince William. That was really charming, for his services to charity and for drama, so that was really nice. Now we're talking about Warwick Davis again. It looks like he's got a brand new girlfriend. I mean, this is a pretty cool story. It's pretty charming, but it's pretty emotional at the same time, because his wife Samantha, you know, she recently passed away in the last 10 years or so, and it's been a bit tragic for him and his family, but now it looks like he's found love again. He's found a new relationship, and he's, you know, on to greener pastures, so to speak. So I thought we would just have this charming little update about Warwick Davis and see what he's up to. So we have this picture right here at the top of the article. And by the way, this comes to us from wizardsrest.com once again, guys. Do check out the website, my brand new website. I'm going to keep doing shameless plugs. I do apologize. Sorry, not sorry. So, Warwick Davis is there, and he looks very dapper. And man, I love his little bow tie. He looks very neat and tidy there. And then this is supposedly on the left. This is his new girlfriend here, which he calls Sponge. Nicknames her Sponge. So, let's get into this and let's see what's going on here. So, Warwick Davis finds love again after the loss of his beloved wife. So, Warwick Davis appears to have found happiness again, with the Harry Potter star reportedly in the new relationship following the loss of his wife. So, the 56-year-old actor, known for his role in the Harry Potter films, is said to be dating an American woman believed to be named Yvette. The pair have reportedly been together for around a year, long enough it seems for a nickname to stick. He affectionately calls her Sponge, which is either very sweet or the start of a great inside joke that we're not on, that we're not currently in. So yeah, I mean, it could be an inside joke, who knows? I mean, when you call someone Sponge, it does sound like there's some sort of hidden meaning behind it. I'm sure that's something that's not in the public sphere. It's probably something that's private in his private life. Maybe some sort of event or something funny happened. Maybe she, you know, forgot to use a sponge while she was washing dishes or something. I have no idea, but, you know, for whatever reason he calls her Sponge. You know, maybe it's because she soaks up all of his love, so he calls her Sponge. I mean, wouldn't that be nice? And there's a great picture of Warwick Davis there as well. So Yvette joined Davis at Windsor Castle last week, where he received his OBE from Prince William. And yeah, like I said, we did talk about that on the channel. If you want to see that video in more in-depth and detail and images about Warwick Davis receiving his medal, again, for services to drama and charity, do check out that video. It's on the channel. You'll find it easily if you just go to the search function on my channel, type in Warwick Davis, you'll find it. And it's a really charming, really nice story. So do check that out if you didn't see it. She also attended the BAFTA Film Awards with him earlier this year, quietly supporting him without stepping too far into the spotlight. So, friends told The Sun that she has helped Davis to love again after a difficult period. His wife Samantha passed away in March of 2024. I thought it was earlier than that. When I said at the beginning of the video, when I said his wife passed away in the last decade, I thought it was 2014. It turns out it was 2024. I must have forgotten that wrong. I do apologize. But still, I mean, his wife passed away. I mean, you know, I feel sorry for the guy. I mean, no, like, someone having to go through that, what an emotional roller coaster. At the age of 53, after suffering a cardiac arrest just hours before she was due to be discharged from hospital. The couple had been together for more than 30 years. Wow, I can't even imagine losing someone after being with them for 30 years. Holy crap, just like there's no, I don't even know what you say about something like that. So following her death, Davis spent time in Cornwall, where he has made a home. Locals have spotted him out and about, often stopping for photos and chatting with business owners, telling them that he was really enjoying life in the area. He is believed to have officially moved there in 2025. And there he is, out and about, taking pictures with fans and things like that. I mean, I just love the guy so much, man. I think he's so charming. And, like, when I heard he was coming back for the new series, man, like, it just made my heart happy. You know when you hear certain news stories and you're just like, yes, that is just amazing. And, like, I feel so much happier because of it. But, yeah, seeing him there taking pictures, really, really cool. So, it was also in Cornwall that Davis was seen with Yvette last summer, including an appearance at the Eden Sessions, where he joined Madness on stage, because apparently even low-key outings can turn into full-on performances when you're Warwick Davis. Those close to the couple say their relationship has been going strong for over a year, and that they are happier than ever. Davis even gave her a heartfelt mention during his 2025 BAFTA acceptance speech, thanking her for helping him find love again. A source told the Daily Mail, Warwick has been with his girlfriend for over a year now, and they couldn't be happier. She has no interest in being a public figure, and although she accompanied Warwick to events, she does not court the limelight. Quote, she is proud of Warwick and they loves to be by his side at events, but she will stand back and allow him to be in the spotlight. She is close with his children, and they have a lovely life together. All anyone wanted to see was Warwick happy, and he has that with his current girlfriend. And that's kind of where we are. So, I mean, I'm not really much into, like, celebrity lives and stuff like that. I generally keep that stuff, you know, it's like TMZ, and it's kind of like, you know, MTV type stuff where you go into celebrities' lives and stuff like that. But Warwick Davis is one of my favorites, and I thought, you know what, let's just do this charming little story about a person overcoming adversity, you know, dealing with the loss of someone he's been with for 30 years, and then finding love again, finding a new relationship, being happier. I just thought it was a nice, charming story, and, you know, after what we've just talked about on the channel with the controversy in J.K. Rowling, kind of going from a negative story to this kind of really nice, kind of positive story, I think it's, you know, it's kind of nice to go into this. So, guys, what do you think about this? You know, what do you think about Warwick Davis not only receiving his OBE medal, finding a new relationship after the tragic passing of his wife? Again, it's tragic to hear that his wife passed away, but I'm so glad that he's kind of found another person, you know, to spend his life with, that he's doing well for himself, that he's happy, that he's coming back to play Professor Flitwick once again in the series as well. So, you know, it's a nice kind of story, you know, with a silver lining, I guess. So, guys, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section or in the live chat. If you're here in the live stream, I would love to hear what you have to think about. So with that down, guys, what did you think of that story? Again, a nice little charming story I thought we would talk about on today's live. Again, just like, the guy is just charming as hell, and I can't help but talk about him. I think he's great. I saw him in an interview with who was it? Was it Graham Norton? I think it was, like, a couple of years ago, and the guy was telling the story about how he got his, was it his first acting gig, Warwick Davis, where he played an Ewok in one of the Star Wars films? And he was like, I think he said he was like 14 or 15 at the time, and he was an Ewok, one of those little teddy bears. For those of you who aren't familiar with Star Wars stuff, it's one of those little teddy bears that's in like one of the first Star Wars films, and he's in the woods, and he sits down next to Princess Leia, and he gives Princess Leia a bit of food or something, and yeah, like, just the fact that he used to be an Ewok, that's so cool, man. But Ewoks are dangerous and they're evil. They're like, don't go near them. They're like little teddy bears that will murder you. But yeah, that is what it is. That's going off into Star Wars, man. The Star Wars franchise is long dead, man. It's a shame what they've done to it. They've butchered the carcass of that franchise. But I'm not going to go into, I could go off into a whole tangent about Star Wars. Man, they've absolutely just, you know, slayed the pig, took the bacon, and, you know, it's gone. But that's all there is to it. Which is a shame, because I used to like Star Wars. But anyway, yeah, so there we go, guys. So that was a charming little story. And then our third and final main topic is going to be talking about... Oh, we've got the Blabbering Collector in the chat there. Nice to see you turn up. Thank you so much for being here. It's great to see you. We were talking about you earlier in the stream. I don't know if you saw it. Let's talk about how shit Disney Star Wars is. I mean, how long have you got? I mean, how long have you got? I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, we could talk about how bad it is, man. Like, you know, they announced all these different projects, didn't they? There were so many different projects in the works about different things they were going to make. And, yeah, Blabbering Collector. Basically, someone was asking me about what's going on with the collaboration that we kind of had planned. And I just said, you know, we kind of talked about it a little bit and discussed it. And we were kind of just talking about a few things. Nothing in depth, nothing too crazy. And that we'll give concrete evidence. We'll give out concrete dates and things if we come up with a, you know, a permanent date for a collaboration and stuff like that. So no worries. But yeah. So I mean, Star Wars, man, it's just bad, isn't it? They announced all these different projects. You know, what was it like? They announced so many different things and different directors who were going to do projects, and then they just kept falling by the wayside, and then they never got made. And also what they've done with the series as well, the Book of Boba Fett, one of the most awful things I've ever seen. But anyway, again, that's a whole, you know, that's a whole video for another day, talking about Star Wars. That's something we can do if someone wants to. It takes a lot to F up a franchise like Star Wars, and they managed to do it. Absolutely. I mean, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, I mean, it doesn't even look like a movie. It looks like a Disney Plus TV show that they've kind of expanded and just tried to make a movie out of. It doesn't, it just looks like one big advertisement for Disney Plus. But anyway, we could go on for hours about Mickey Mouse Star Wars. Absolutely, Blabbering Collector. Absolutely, we could go on about that for hours and hours and hours. But anyway, guys, let's get on to our third and final main topic of our stream. And we're going to be talking about this NVIDIA AI kind of new upscale technology that they're going to be implementing onto the RTX 50 series of graphics cards. And well, it's giving certain games a different remaster. And we've now seen what Hogwarts Legacy is going to look like with this new DLSS 5 kind of upgraded technology. And well, some people aren't happy with the way that the game is going to look because it adds more realism to the skin, to the clothing, but does it kind of override the art direction of the Hogwarts Legacy game? I mean, that's some of the backlash that this new DLSS 5 tech is using. So let's dive into that. Let's dive into it and let's check this out, guys. And let's see what's going on with this kind of Hogwarts Legacy remaster, so to speak. I would love to hear what you guys think about this. Check this out. Thank you so much for being here, clicking on this video and tuning in. I really do appreciate that. So this video is going to be a special video for one big single reason. This is the first time I'm reporting from my very own website, wizardsrest.com. Do check it out, guys. Come over to the website, check out some of the new articles, have a look around the website. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. But bear in mind, it is still under construction. I am still working on it, and it is still pretty much brand new. But regardless of that, let's jump into this article here, and let's start talking about the new remaster version of Hogwarts Legacy. And man, is it getting a lot of feedback? And that feedback is not very good. So let's dive in. Okay, so Hogwarts Legacy controversial new remaster. So NVIDIA's new DLSS 5 technology is going to be used with the RTX 50 series of graphics cards. And well, this new technology basically slaps a new filter on top of these brand new games and some existing games. And well, it makes the games look a lot more realistic, but that's not necessarily a good thing because it detracts from the art direction and is getting a lot of backlash. So let's see what this has to say here. So NVIDIA's new DLSS 5 technology has sparked major controversy among Hogwarts Legacy fans and the wider gaming community. So announced just days ago, this GTC 2026, this cutting-edge AI-powered feature promises to deliver photorealistic lighting and materials to games running on the RTX 50 series of GPUs, making what NVIDIA calls its biggest graphics breakthrough since real-time ray tracing debuted in 2018. Yeah, so, I mean, I think this only applies to the RTX 50 series of graphics cards, which, for those of you who may not be into gaming or to, you know, computer components, RTX 50 series, I believe, is the latest series of graphics cards. They're the most up-to-date, most current series of graphics cards, and they're pretty damn expensive. We're talking like thousands of dollars, thousands of pounds to buy these graphics cards. They're really, really insane, but they're so damn good, man. They're lightning fast, they're incredibly good, and if you've got deep pockets, you know, if you've got a big wallet, then if you can afford one, then man, they will set you up a treat. So, set to launch this autumn, roughly September to November 2026, DLSS 5 shifts away from traditional AI upscaling. Instead, as explained by experts at Digital Foundry, it leverages color information and motion vectors to infuse scenes with enhanced, lifelike visuals while preserving the original texture and material assets from the base game. So yeah, a lot of people are complaining that this basically... what it is adding more detail to characters and environments. To the environments, from what I've seen so far in the videos, it looks breathtaking, the environments. But some people are complaining that even though a lot of the characters in the videos that they've been showing off, the characters, they've been added more information and detail to the characters' faces, but it's detracting from the visual and the art style of some of the characters in the game. And a lot of people are kind of complaining about that. So let's dive in anyway. We've got a short video here. Instead of me playing the video for copyright, what we'll do is we'll kind of just skim through the video, and you guys will see the before and after what this new technology is going to do to Hogwarts Legacy specifically, how it's going to upgrade what the characters look like, and come to your own conclusion whether you think it looks better or whether you think it looks worse. So let's check this out here. So I'm just going to pause that there quickly. So let's just go along here. So okay, this is a perfect example here. So that's what it looks like normally with the DLSS 5 off. And then if we go along here, that's what it looks like with it on. So you can see there, off and then on. You can see the amount of wrinkles Like, the wrinkles, the lighting, the in-depth elements of his face have been added. But is that a good thing? Even though he looks more realistic, you know, games aren't all about realism. Sometimes it's the art direction that makes things look good and makes things look presentable and gives the game that kind of iconic look. So making it more realistic, adding, you know, the lines to the forehead, the bags under the eyes, you know, all the dimples in the face. You know, do we really want that in our games? And does it really make the games better because people look more realistic? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. And again, we have another character here. So that's what she looks like without the graphical, you know, the new graphical upgrade. And then as you go forward, you can see there with the wrinkles. So, 1 second. So before and then after, you can see there all the wrinkles and the kind of, you know, the look on the cheeks and, you know, all the kind of lines in the forehead. You can see how much it's how different it is. And there is kind of there's nowhere near as many bags and wrinkles and things. So the skin's got like a really big upgrade on it. But again, is that necessarily a good thing to have? And we've got images down below, so you can see those comparisons in more depth in just a sec. So Hogwarts Legacy is one of the highlighted titles in the video's preview demos, appearing alongside upcoming releases and remasters like Starfield, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and Resident Evil Requiem. And by the way, I've just finished watching the entire gameplay walkthrough of Requiem, man. What a game that is. Holy crap. While the tech aims to elevate graphical fidelity without altering core assets, the results in Hogwarts Legacy have left many players unsettled. The upcoming DLSS 5 update transforms Hogwarts Legacy into something that feels eerily close to the Uncanny Valley. So for those of you, again, who may not know what Uncanny Valley is, it's basically when graphics or CGI becomes so good that it looks very human-like, but there's something about it that the human brain, it doesn't look right. It looks off, and it looks kind of scary, and it doesn't, you know, it doesn't gel with the human brain. There's something that's kind of realistic, but not quite realistic enough, and it gives you this very weird, waxy kind of mannequin. It's very weird, you know, like when you generate AI pictures and you get an AI human, and it doesn't quite look like a real human, but you can't put your finger on why it doesn't quite look like a real human, and it has that part of your brain that looks at it, and you're like, there's something weird about this, something that doesn't sit right. And that's kind of where we are with this tech as well, that they're using here to upgrade these game characters. So characters suddenly sport flawless skin textures, overly smooth makeup, and an almost perfect appearance that doesn't quite align with the game's original artistic direction. Yeah, I mean, that again, that's the biggest complaint a lot of people have, that is kind of detracting from some game direction, art direction. Beauty is subjective, of course, and some may prefer the crisper, more polished look. However, the core issue seems to be that the DLSS 5 pushes everything towards hyper-crisp, photorealistic perfection, even when a game's charm lies in its stylized, slightly imperfect world building. Hogwarts Legacy already delivers solid graphics, the immersive players in the magical wizarding world, but it doesn't aim for hyper-lifelike realism of titles like The Last of Us Part 2 or Death Stranding. And again, I mean, graphics aren't everything within a game. Hogwarts Legacy is already a beautifully stunning game, man. I mean, it looks so damn good. Does it really need improvements in the graphical part of it? I mean, we need updates when it comes to gameplay features, more in-depth characters, better spells, you know, different kind of systems, companion systems, and, you know, spells and charms and magical beasts and things like that. You know, we need to work on that part of the game. Not that I'm saying that that part of the game is bad, but I mean, going into Hogwarts Legacy 2, they're obviously going to improve that part of the game. But yeah, I don't think that Hogwarts Legacy needs a graphical upgrade, in my personal opinion. And whether this looks better or not, I mean, I would try it. I would turn it on if I had an RTX 50 series graphics card. I would try it. I would. But here we go, guys. So this is a better kind of look here. So you can see on the left again, the skin is kind of smoother. It's got less wrinkles. That's the original art direction that we're used to. And then on the right, you can see again, the light fills in kind of all the bumps, the crevices, you know, the wrinkles. The cloth looks a bit more kind of realistic with the shadows. But again, is it necessarily better? That's each person's you know, you have to come to your own conclusion as to whether you think it's better. And if you had an RTX 50 series card, would you use it or would you not use it? I mean, it's up to every person to kind of come to their own decision. So, does every cheekbone need perfect real-world light reflection to keep us enchanted by Hogwarts halls, Diagon Alley, and the Forbidden Forest? Absolutely not.
Many fans argue no, immersion comes from the atmosphere and storytelling, not flawless AI enhancements. The backlash is clear online discussions, and quick scroll through the YouTube comments on the Nvidia previews reveals strong opinions from the Harry Potter gaming community. And here I put some comments that I've taken from the official Nvidia reveal on their actual YouTube account. I took a few comments here so we can just read them quickly. So Kenny Blankinch, I think that's how you say it. Harry put the AI TikTok filter on this game, Dumbledore said calmly. Okay, from Tesaurus. That's not a rendering technology, it's an AI filter. From Galactic Spectre. Are these models trained off of libraries of YouTube thumbnails and TikTok filters? Yeah, because you see like professional, I say professional YouTube thumbnails, you know, where you see people in their own thumbnails and the person looks very, very filtered through whatever kind of AI software that they're using, and it gives you, again, that waxy, weird quality on humans. Okay, and from this person as well, Ivan Truth Kovic. Oh boy, that looks so bad. I thought I traveled to April 1st. They're saying, you know, traveled, I thought it was an April Fool's joke. And again, we have another kind of image comparison here as well. So you can see on the left, again, a lot smoother, a lot less, sorry, a lot less detailed. And then on the right, we have all the major reflections. You know, the lips have been enhanced, the nose, the reflections, the pores. You can just see how it's a lot more kind of lifelike on the right, and the shadows on the clothing as well. But again, is that necessarily a good thing? Do we need it to look more lifelike? There comes a point where the graphics are absolutely amazing as they are. They don't need any further improvements. So as Hogwarts Legacy continues to captivate players years after launch, many were hoping for a meaningful post-launch content. You know, some new quests, story expansions, or house updates, not an AI-driven visual overhaul that risks making beloved characters look strangely yassified or overly filtered. Will Nvidia refine the DLSS 5 based on this feedback, or will it roll out as demonstrated? Only time will tell. For now, Hogwarts Legacy fans are left debating whether this remaster effect enhances the magic or accidentally casts a confundus charm on the game's aesthetic. So what do you think, Potterheads? Will you enable the DLSS 5 in the Hogwarts Legacy game, or stick with the original visuals that brought the Wizarding World to life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. So there we go. It's creating major debate online again. Do we need more realistic graphics, or do we stick with the original artistry intended kind of graphical engine that it already came with, which looked incredible as it is? But this is the thing, AI is going to creep into every aspect of our lives. It's going to take over, like, not to go off on a tangent here, but AI in the coming future, I mean, is seeping its way into games like this, where the DLSS 5 is an AI kind of upgrade feature that adds this kind of AI filter. AI is creeping into literally every aspect of our lives. It's going to take over, you know, like 90% of the jobs in the next 5 to 10 years, which is a scary, scary statistic. If you've been keeping up with AI progress, like I say, 90% of jobs are going to be fully automated in the near future. And it's a scary time, it is. It's making its way into gaming, it's making its way, you know, onto your phone, just everywhere, basically. But again, look at this image and think to yourself, what looks better, the left-hand image or the more realistic right-hand image? Which would you prefer to play Hogwarts Legacy with? Again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You may think that the DLSS 5 AI kind of upscale looks better than the original. That's absolutely, you know, your prerogative. There's no right or wrong answer here. So, you know, come to your own conclusion. The backlash may be much about nothing for you. So, you know, jump down in the comment section, leave your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions, and what you think about this kind of new AI kind of, you know, upscale technology, I guess, or AI filter, whichever you want to call it. I would love to know your thoughts. So let me know either in the comments or in the live chat. Thanks so much, guys, and I will see you in the very next video.
Here we go, guys. What do you think of that? So that kind of new AI tech, I'm not going to pretend like I'm a gamer and like I know how to build computers and stuff like that, but when it comes to this kind of like this kind of really in-depth tech that they're talking about from the video, I'm not going to pretend like I'm a computer scientist. I don't know all the ins and outs of how the technology is implemented, how it works, and all that kind of stuff. I just know the base level consumer type of thing behind it. But I mean, again, I think it only comes with the RTX 50 series of cards, and I don't think the vast majority of people have an RTX 50 card, because, I mean, at the moment, they cost several £1,000s to get, like, an RTX 50 series. So, I mean, that's, Yeah, so I mean, the RTX 50 series is just going to cost thousands of pounds, and I don't think a lot of people are going to be able to implement it anyway. But like I already said, I think the game just looks insane anyway. Like, it looks so good. It comes to a point where it's like, you don't really need to improve it. As far as I know, like, I've never been playing Hogwarts Legacy and thought, man, I wish I had a, I wish I had a filter on this game. It's like I've never once thought that, because the game looks incredible as it is. And most people like have to turn down, most people probably play it on, minimum or medium settings anyway. Like, most people probably couldn't even max out Hogwarts Legacy on a PC anyway, because you'd have to have a pretty phenomenal PC to run it on, extreme settings. Because it's a high rendering game. I mean, it's got a lot of graphical assets in it. Blabs says, you got Steam, we should play something on Steam sometime. Yeah, absolutely. I'm absolutely up for doing that. That sounds like fun. I do have a Steam account. If anyone ever wants to hit me up on Steam, I'm fine with that. I've been playing a few games recently. What was I playing recently? I've been on this, right, so guys, I've been on this simulator binge recently, playing all these simulator games. I cannot get enough. I've been playing Drain Simulator, Mall Simulator, Supermarket Simulator, what was the other one I played? I think it was like Lawn Mowing Simulator, where you have to cut people's lawns. I've been playing that. There's one that I want to get into, right, that looks crazy. It's called something like Leave It There or something, and basically the task of the game is you've got a bunch of lawns that have leaves. The leaves are like blown all over the lawn, and you have to like use a leaf blower to blow the leaves around. It looks so crazy, like just blowing leaves around. But I'm like, man, this looks so chill. When I'm stressed out, I could just turn it on and just blow leaves around someone's yard. Like, it just seems so pointless and stupid. But those games are so chill, man. And they have a big watch base on YouTube as well. A lot of people watch those games. They actually do. And you've got Power Wash Simulator as well. Power Wash Simulator. You run around, washing stuff with a Power Wash Simulator. And again, people do real life power washing videos in real life. Like, they wash cars, wash all kinds of things, and they make YouTube videos, and lots of people actually watch it. Like, there's something fascinating about a game that's kind of boring. I don't know why. But like a lawn mowing simulator, like you think on the edge, right? Who wants to watch someone mow a virtual lawn on a virtual lawnmower? Like, who wants to see that? But when you watch it, you're actually like, you know what? This is actually pretty chill. It's got that kind of chill vibe. Emma says, did you get the Potion Store? Oh, that witch game that I was talking about. No, I haven't purchased it yet, but I will get around to it. We will start playing it at some point soon. I was going to do it earlier today, but I didn't have much time. I had to do some personal errands, and I was planning on getting it this morning and, playing it on tonight's live stream, but I had a bunch of personal errands. I won't go into what it was that I had to go and do, because it's boring and I don't want to get into my life story. But we will get to that game at some point. So, do bear with me on that, guys. I've been a little bit busy during the daytime, like doing other things. So, I mean, I'm lucky that I actually fit this stream in, because like I had a lot of other things to do. But man, I was like, I'm determined. If I want to do the stream, I'm going to do the stream. You guys are worth it. We're going to get it done. Blabs, you need to play the Karen. Oh, the Karen simulator. Yes, I have seen that. Where you're Karen and you run around the shopping mall and you have to destroy the shopping mall. I have seen that. Yeah, that looks incredible. That looks really good. Let me just see. I've got some other games as well. They've just released a game called Retro Rewind, where you run a Blockbuster store. It's a Blockbuster simulator. That looks pretty good. I may have to check that one out. I've also got, what one have I also got? Console Shop Simulator, Destruction Simulator, Bus Flipper Simulator, Trading Card Store Simulator, Tail and L Tavern. It was a lot of fun. I think I was looking at that the other day. Is it like a medieval one where you're like, it's a medieval shop where you have to like people bring in like weapons, and you have to like, you have to get the rust off the weapons, and then you resell the weapons and stuff. Something like that. Is that the one? Yeah, I think I did see that the other day, because I was looking through all the sim games, like the latest sim games, and I think I came across that one. What was the other one that I had? Console Shop Simulator, Game Shop Simulator. Oh, there was one that really looked really good. Oh, it's nothing to do with weapons. Okay, it wasn't the one that I was looking at. There's a good one called Exotica 2 Pet Shop Simulator. You run a pet shop. That looks pretty interesting. Running a tavern sim, lots of quests and combat stuff. Oh, okay, I may have to look that one up. Thanks for letting me know. That's interesting. But yeah, guys, if you're ever bored and you're looking for like really fun games, just go on Steam, type in simulator, and you'll find a bunch of simulators. And they're really cheap as well. They cost around about £10. They're relatively cheap to buy. The file size on these games is small, and they don't require a beastie computer to run these games. And they're always getting updated because they're normally in early access. So if you want something fun to kill a bit of time, just go on Steam, look at the simulator games. You'll find all kinds of crazy, weird kind of simulator games. And trust me, they're a real good vibe. But when you try to explain it to someone else, they're like, oh, so what have you been up to today? Oh, I was just playing Drain Simulator. They're like, what? What's Drain Simulator? You're like, oh, so basically you just run around the virtual environment, unclogging drains and fixing pipes. And then people look at you like you're a weirdo. People look at you like you're crazy. Like, what? You run around a virtual town unclogging drains. Like, why would you want to do that? But like, when you actually play it, when you try to explain it, it's a hard time to explain it. But when you show someone the footage of the game, then they're like, oh, now I kind of get it. But anyway, guys, we've been going for about an hour now. I think we'll finish off in the next couple of minutes or so. I'm definitely not looking at you like you're a weirdo. Kimmy, you're a troublemaker. I know your kind. Behave yourself. All right, I gotta go check my DMs for a meme. Bye. Okay, I'll speak to you soon. Blabs, thanks for being here. I'll see you soon. Yeah, Kimmy, troublemaker. Stop being a troublemaker. I know what you're like. But yeah, so we'll definitely start playing that Witch Potion Store game, the one that we talked about in the last stream. We'll definitely get to that. We'll probably get to that on the weekend, maybe Saturday, Sunday, something like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that. I think it's going to be quite a nice, chill game. Kimmy, a troublemaker. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Don't act like we don't know. Don't act like we don't know. But anyway, okay, there was one thing that I wanted to bring up as well, just before we finish off. So we'll do another 5 minutes here. There's one thing that I wanted to bring up here. So for those of you who may not have seen this, let me just find it quickly. Where did I save it? So they released some of the images for what's going to be inside the Half-Blood Prince, the newest illustrated book. Obviously, it's done by Levi Pinfold instead of Jim Kay. It's a new artist coming into this new book, and they released the cover, a few days ago. The cover of what the Half-Blood Prince is going to look like. But now they've released what some of the artwork inside the book's going to look like, and this is a picture here. Let me just bring it up. So it's a bit big there. So this is one of the images that they released here, which is, the art direction looks pretty cool. I'm actually digging it. It's kind of dark though. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Like, I really like it, man. I think if the artwork's anything to go on, this picture here is really nice. I really like it. I like this style of art. It's got that kind of 3D rendering. I don't really know. It's got like artistic, but 3D rendered at the same time. Digital drawing. Like, I don't know what term to use, but kind of emo. Yeah, I think that's why I like it. When I was a kid, I was squarely in that emo kind of camp at school, so I kind of dig the vibe. Don't get another copyright strike. I won't get a copyright strike. It's okay. This is publicly made information now. It's fine. It's absolutely fine to use an image. As long as you're not using like a leaked video or something, then it should be fine. I'm going to say that now, and now I'm going to get another copyright strike. Now that Wyatt said that, he's got me worried about it now. It should be fine, but I'll take it down. But yeah, that's just a picture of what some of the art from inside the book is going to look like. And I need to put it on the website. I'll probably do that later on. But yeah, it looks fantastic. And I'm excited to see what they do with it. And the new artist coming in, and Gryffindor says, no, you won't. I hope I won't. I'm sure it'll be fine. I only put the picture up. Normally, if the pictures, if they're released onto social media, then it's fine. Like, it shouldn't be an issue. I'm 99% sure it won't be an issue. But yeah, so that brings us to the end of our stream, guys. Like I said, on the weekend, we'll get that witchy game, and we'll start playing some of that witchy game and see how it goes. And I think that's a good place to finish off the stream. I haven't had any dinner yet, and I'm absolutely starving, man. I really need to go and eat something. So thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you so much for the super chat support. Thank you so much for the Wizards Rest membership that Scotty gave out as well. I appreciate that support, guys. And I appreciate the rest of you for being here, taking your time to join in the content, join in the chat, and enjoy the videos as well. And do check out the new website, guys. Let me know what you think. If there's any improvements or anything you want to change or anything, you know, let me know what you think of the website. I would love to hear your feedback on it. Thanks so much, guys, and I will see you in the very next video.